Hi guys, welcome back to Father and Son Investing. Today we're going to cover some recent news about Bloom Energy. You may have seen that announced yesterday, and the stock price took off yesterday, up 37%. Now, if you're not familiar with Bloom, I've done two previous videos about them, so I'd encourage you to go back and watch that to see what this company does. Today we'll talk about what that news was, and we'll talk about how this may affect the company in the future. All right, let's get to it. So this is the announcement yesterday. It highlighted the partnership that was already in place between SK ecoplant and between Bloom Energy. Now, they have already been working together over the past 3 years, generating or providing 200 megawatts of power to SK ecoplant. And the cost of that agreement over the last 3 years, the revenue for that is $1.8 billion over 3 years. Now let's talk about the new agreement. So this says that SK ecoplant contracts a minimum of $4.5 billion in equipment and service revenue over the next 3 years. $4.5 billion, so roughly 2.5 times what the most recent contract has been over the next 3 years. Now, besides the contract for the energy production, let's talk about what else is in this agreement. So SK ecoplant and Bloom Energy are going to co-create 2 hydrogen innovation centers. One of those will be in Korea and one will be in the United States. They've also made an agreement to expand cooperation in global markets, which may include exclusive distribution rights in select new markets. What else is part of this agreement? And this is very important for Bloom Energy, which is really laden with debt, although they have been decreasing their debt over time. SK ecoplant will invest $500 million in Bloom Energy. Now, they're not just giving them a straight up $500 million. This will be $255 million in acquiring 10 million shares at zero coupon. These are going to be preferred shares. What's important to know about preferred shares is preferred shares don't have voting rights. So this will be at zero coupon, so Bloom Energy will not be paying any dividend to SK Telecom or SK ecoplant, on this stock purchase. The second part of this investment is that SK ecoplant has the option to acquire a minimum of an additional 11 million shares. So keep that in mind, a minimum. That will be at a 15% discount to whatever the prevailing share price is at the time that they make that purchase, and it must be no later than November 30th of 2023. SK ecoplant cannot own more than 15% of the company. Now, once SK ecoplant makes that second tranche of stock purchases, then they will be adding a board member to the Bloom Energy board of directors. Overall, this sounds like a win for Bloom Energy. It sounds like a win for SK ecoplant. And it sounds like a win for hydrogen economy and generating energy from hydrogen. So the big thing I see out of this agreement is a big increase in revenue for Bloom Energy, $4.5 billion over the next 3 years. If we take a look back at the 2020 highlights from their annual report, we'll see that their revenue was $794 million. Now let's just look at this $4.5 billion over the next 3 years, and we can see that the revenue just from SK ecoplant is going to exceed what their revenue was from all of 2020. If we look back at what the 2021 outlook was that the company provided during their first quarter report, we'll see that they expected a revenue of $950 million to $1 billion. So this is significantly going to increase revenue for next year and the following year for Bloom Energy. Now, the share price certainly increased yesterday on this announcement. I think one of the big detractors that's keeping Bloom's share price down overall is the amount of debt that they have. Now, they certainly are working on this. That amount of debt is reflected in their debt-to-equity ratio. It's negative more than 4,000%. I think when the company manages to get its debt under better control, we're going to see even more significant increases in their stock price. Now, we can see that they're still losing money. If you look at that price-to-earnings ratio, it's negative 39. Let's just wrap up our discussion by taking a quick look at when analysts think this company might become profitable. This is from an article in Simply Wall Street from October 8th of 2021, and it highlights the path to profitability for Bloom Energy. So we're just going to highlight this one paragraph here where it says consensus from 17 electrical analysts are that Bloom Energy is on the verge of break even. They expect the company to post a final loss in 2022 before turning a profit of $37 million in 2023. Now remember that this prediction was made before this announcement with SK ecoplant was made yesterday. So before that announcement, they were predicting that the company would break even in approximately 2 years. If we look at the growth rate for that, they're looking at 73% year on year. Now that 73% growth rate may sound rather extreme, but remember that this company is actively growing right now, and especially with this big new revenue stream coming from SK ecoplant, plus all of the additional services that they're going to be generating as they keep installing more and more of these plants, that 73% growth rate may be doable. This article also highlights, again, Bloom Energy's debt-to-equity ratio. Lastly, what are my thoughts on the current stock price? I think that certainly that news blasted the price up. I expect to see it coming back down over the next few days or weeks. And then I expect to see it start to climb again as we actually see that revenue stream from SK ecoplant infused into the company. What are my intentions with Bloom Energy? I'm going to let the price come back down a little bit, and then I plan to buy some more. I hope this video was informative for you. Please give us a thumbs up if you liked it. And even if you didn't like it, please give us a thumbs up. Always share this type of information with a young person in your life. This could be a great company for a young person to invest in. Until next time, enjoy your investing.